has turned into. It's an open wound on the body of Golarion. The Worldwound has changed it beyond all recognition. And the spirits, these poor creatures have been corrupted. Twisted by war, they moan and they howl, but only shamans can hear their senseless cries of agony. I am a shaman. Maria, the spirit I am bonded with, is mad and can speak of nothing but her endless hunger for blood. I give her what she asks for. I feed her the blood of Crusaders. The spirits of Sarkoris can no longer speak to shamans. All I can hear is the cacophony of their howls, screams, and laments. But there is a way to restore their sanity. By performing rituals. Bloody but effective rituals. When the untainted blood of the Crusaders cleanses the corruption that Maria fed on for centuries, the spirit will regain her sanity and I shall be able to speak to her. I shall be able to ask her advice, to find out how we can heal the Worldwound. Tell me, isn't this knowledge worth a handful of lives?
Who is she?
Forgive me, I forgot to make the introductions. This is Maria. Or rather, this is her home. Or her prison, to call a spade a spade. I caught this spirit a long time ago, and I tried for so long to speak with it. My little demented ball of rage. I felt compelled to bind it to this amulet, just temporarily, until I worked out how to help it. If I am to be fully honest, her name, Maria, is of my own devising. She is not yet able to speak to me, but I still needed a name to call her by.
Why do you think your method will work?
I do not think. I know. I sense things many people cannot. I can infer what the spirits want. For example, there is one spirit hanging over your left shoulder as we speak. It came to enjoy Maria's victim. Can you sense its hunger? Spirits are akin to animals. You cannot bring a hungry dog to heal. You cannot stroke a hungry cat. To speak to a spirit, you must first feed it. It is not their fault that after so many years of torment, the only thing that can satisfy their hunger is blood. My ritual will work. I did not read about it in books or learn it from some wizened teacher. You could say that I invented it myself, with Maria's help. I just know that it will work, sooner or later. I can feel it.
What are you hoping to learn from her?
The Worldwound cannot be allowed to poison all the lands of Golarion. The spirits of Sarkoris know this better even than you and I. They may know how to heal it. And if not, then perhaps they will know how to eradicate it quickly and painlessly. We're fighting against demons. It is a just cause. But imagine we win and the demons vanish for good. Do you think the Worldwound will vanish along with them? That it's something we can defeat with weapons? That it won't burst open again at some point in the future like an old festering abscess?
Great voice acting.
I am thinking of the future of these lands, of how to heal them and restore them. Would you not agree that a few Crusaders' lives is a price worth paying?
This isn't your first or even second victim, is it? How many have you killed?
Too few. Maria's hunger is still so great. Her pain cannot be soothed by a single victim. But success is within my grasp. I can feel it. It is even possible that today's victim will be the last.
Who was this young man, your victim?
He's the youngest son of a noble from Mendiv. I believe his name was Relic or Relic. I think the dolt was in love with me. He was ever so eager to come with me to this house. One hint was all it took.
So it was her ass print on the table.
He is of no interest to me. Maria wanted his blood, so I sacrificed him. The rest is immaterial.
All right, so what are you proposing?
My ritual is not yet complete. I have made the sacrifice. Now I just have to let Maria drink the blood. Will you allow me to complete the ritual?
Go ahead.
Thank you. This will not take long.
𝐚𝐴Lya wets her lips. When she lowered herself to her knees before the body, you see that her legs are quaking, but her deportment remains as impeccable as ever.
Accept this sacrifice, Maria. Drink of its blood. Drink of its strength. Drink of its life.
She lowers the amulet into the open chest cavity of the Crusader, then raises the amulet above her head. Blood drips from the snake's head onto the girl's expectant tongue.
We are one, you and I. Our thoughts, our bodies, our souls. What you take in, I take in also.
She deftly spears a small piece of the Crusader's flesh on the tip of her dagger and deposits it in her mouth. Her eyes drift shut in ecstasy, and a shudder travels the length of her body. Guess we won't be romancing her, huh? So did the ritual work?
Yes and no. I think I made out a few clear words from Maria before the madness swallowed her again.
Yeah, I think this is the madness in 𝐂𝐴Lya.
I'm on the right path. More rituals are needed. Not many, not more than 10 or 20, I should think. Will you allow me to continue my work?
All right, do it.
Thank you, Commander. I am in your debt.
𝐂𝐴Lya's face breaks into a radiant smile. You realize that you've never seen her this happy before.
There is one more thing. Commander, my ritual is quite a taxing process. The strain is difficult to bear. Sex is the best way to relieve the tension once it is all over. Help me. I need you. Here. Now.
Get away from me, you freak. Nope, I never refuse a lady in need. Might as well, we're going down the path.
Take me. Quickly.
Game over,
Thank
right?
you. I never thought that the commander would turn out to be so open-minded. You have exceeded my wildest expectations. You know, when I saw you standing there, I thought my life would end tonight, but you spared me. Thank you. I would like to speak with you a little later. Please come and see me. No need to be shy, for I have no more secrets to keep from you. Now, we should leave this place. You go first. I will follow in a few minutes.
All right. Guess we found the missing Crusader, huh?
This way.
All right, I'm out. Let's go. Yeah. All right. She does know that most of the Crusaders are going to end up being undead, right? Just saying. All right, well, Commander, have you solved the problem? The problem has been solved. That's all I needed to know. Thanks, Commander. Alrighty then. Where are we? Oh, okay, we're way over here. Let's head over to the exotic weapons merchant. Actually, let's go check on Ember, see if anything with her thing has changed. Well, 𝐂𝐴Lya's companion quest got off to a good start there. So go. She always says that to me. Oh, we can take stuff to the Storyteller too. More pages. All right, bulk sell. Let's look through this. See if we got anything. Yeah, that can go. Okay, armor and shields. Hold on to that. We got to give that to 𝐚𝐽. Okay. And anything in here? That's a 4. That's 2. We just don't have a lot of int characters. All right. Next is Storyteller. Have you brought me a new story? I found a page that might interest you. Guess you'll write another piece of evidence. Thank you. If you find more pages like this, please bring them to me. Got a page for you. Oh, here we go. Story time. Storyteller clenches the page you brought. His voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. It's been 2 years since I started to serve the darkness. She found me in the ivory labyrinth, her gaze piercing through all my protective spells, as if they had been cast by an untrained apprentice rather than the last archmage of 𝐂𝐚𝐨𝐫𝐭. She is powerful and insidious. She is the perfect assassin. Her name is 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐽𝐻. She invited me to Areelu, the city of demons in the depths of the abyss, the capital of the Midnight Isles. The Lady of Shadow highly values my ability to remain unnoticed. Kneeling before her throne, I listened to her praise and felt like a child being given a pat on the head for doing some simple chore for the first time. But this is no longer important. Now I serve a demon lord, for this is our agreement. She will help me decrypt the scribbles I copied in the ivory labyrinth. In return, I will serve her as court mage and spy for the next 17 years. Now Areelu is my home and 𝐂𝐡𝐚 is my lady in shadow. Tell me about your life. Of all the places in the abyss, Areelu is the most civilized. My lady wants to make her capital the face of the abyss, a place travelers from other planes can visit without too much fear. I don't care. I'm here to only complete my service, get the promised reward, and return to Golarion. However, strange as it may be, Areelu's demons treat me honorably. They hate me, sometimes growl at me, but they never attack. I have prepared many spells, and am ready to use them at any moment, but I've no reason to yet. I have my own tower in the upper city, not far from the lady's palace. I've strengthened it with protective spells and set golems to guard it. I created a portal to Golarion at the top of the tower, one which only I can use. It will be my escape route if I need to flee urgently. I expect an attack every day, but it never happens. This might sound ridiculous and surprising, but I think the demons of Areelu respect me. You trusted a demon lord? My lady in shadow has no reason to hide the truth from me. She doesn't care about my research. She offered me help out of curiosity. I'm something of a bizarre pet to her, both funny and useful. She offered me help and I agreed. I must thank my lady for her generosity. 17 years of service for translating 17 phrases from Baphomet's labyrinth. A bargain. I can't smell anything but sewage. I can hear some demons snoring or death rattles. Hidden by a cocoon of spells, I keep invisible, watching in a dirty alley in Areelu's lower city. Two-winged shadows sweep past overhead, and a terrible stone-splitting shriek rolls like a tide through the streets. But it can't hurt me. I know the ways of the city and have protected myself from Valexia's wild antics. My voluntary partner, a young half-elf named Kitty, sighs loudly and says yet again, "They're not coming." I shrug, just as I've done every time before. I'm not keeping you. Kitty frowns and turns away in response. I sneak a look at my friend. His unruly locks fall over his face. Kitty carelessly sweeps them out of his eyes, thinking about something. I find myself enjoying his gentle movements and look away, embarrassed. Have a little more patience, my friend. Soon our goal will be here. I'm sure of it. You mentioned Valexia. The maddest succubus of all those born in the abyss. Even my Lady of Shadow can't but smile upon hearing of the latest mayhem she stirred up just for fun. Surrounded by her 3 succubi friends known as the Sinners, she flies naked over the city, crushing buildings with her raging screams, grabbing poor passers-by, taking them up in the air, and dashing them down onto the rocks, getting into raging fights with no rhyme or reason. Truly, Valexia is the bane of Elutionera, but also its wild heart. I didn't expect you to find that you had a partner. I didn't expect it either. Kenny is from Golarion just as I am. He is a thief and former slave. He escaped from the Cyclopses of the dying empire. I met him before I left Golarion for the Abyss, in my old tower. A thief who sought not my life, but shelter, a place to spend the night in protection from his former masters. My charms worked. Kenny couldn't get past the ground floor of the tower. That's where I found him, sitting on the floor, entangled in my trap's living vines. I freed the hapless thief. I wasn't angry at his intrusion. I was even glad to talk to this restless youth of the short-lived folk. I had no idea how much I had missed companionship. After that, Kenny often spent the night in my tower, partaking of my hospitality. Together, we lived through the terror of Earthfall, and when the time came, I took him with me to the Abyss. Recently, he even helped me carry out some of my lady's tasks, those that gave him the opportunity to make some money. Does your partner know about your goal? Oh, yes. We've discussed my plans many times, sitting at the top of the tower, nursing goblets of warmed wine. Kenny shares my love for our dear Golarion and supports my desire to save its doomed civilizations. My friend is not like me at all. He is young, hot-tempered, and mischievous. He prefers to act first and deal with the consequences later. Perhaps this is why we get along so well. Opposites attract. Finally, my patience is rewarded. I see a slouching demon in rags, so pathetic that even the demon guards of Elutionera would not lay a hand on him out of disgust. But my spell-enhanced vision can't be fooled. I see the incubus Zephyrian, the ruler of Elutionera, who answers only to the Lady in Shadows herself. Passing a step away from me, Zephyrian stumbles and falls into a puddle of sewage, rousing disdainful chuckles from a few witnesses. But I won't be fooled by this game. Instead, I concentrate, becoming even more focused. My lord, I've discovered this crystal of unknown power on one of the Midnight Isles. Have a look. A hand holding a heart-sized crystal burning with purple flame emerges from under the rags. The incubus's hand is shaking, the skin on his palm slightly smoldered from touching the crystal. Hey, purple crystal, that's in the tower where we fought the dragon. There was like a pedestal or something there. It had like a purple haze on it. The demon's reflection in the puddle of sewage ripples and changes. I don't hear Zephyrian talking to his mysterious lord. The incubus hides the purple crystal back under the rags. As you wish, my lord. No, 𝐂𝐴𝐻 knows nothing about these crystals, I am sure. Of course, Lord 𝐂𝐴𝐻, I wince. I have no desire to stand in the way of a demon lord. I turn around. You see, Kenny, we were able to get evidence of Zephyrian's treason. I was right, but my friend is nowhere to be seen. Who is Sarkoris? God. A disgusting demon lord, champion of meanness, debauchery, and perversions, and breaker of taboos. He is 𝐂𝐴𝐻's brother and former lover. Out of jealousy, he tried in vain to kill my lady, but he remains alive after the attempt. He is driven by fear, shame, and hatred toward his powerful sister. I'm standing at the top of my tower. There's a goblet of warmed wine in my hand. 𝐂𝐴𝐻 was pleased with my raid. Oh no, she won't kill Zephyrian on the spot. My lady's punishments are much more sophisticated. Banishing, demotion, even transformation into the pathetic creature the incubus was masquerading as. 𝐂𝐴𝐻 has a lot of choices. I don't care. I've done my part. I sip from my goblet and turn to my friend. Without saying a word, Kenny takes out a rag from under his shirt and shows me the purple crystal wrapped in it. I chuckle. That's where my friend went at the end of the raid. Well, we're going to keep the crystal. I will study its properties in detail and find out if it'll help us achieve our goal. 𝐂𝐴𝐻 doesn't have to know that I have the crystal now. Let her look for Zephyrian on her demon lord brother for it. I drink from the goblet again and look down. Elutionera lies at the bottom of the tower like a faithful dog at the feet of its master. I earned respect here. Even the Lady in Shadow heeds my words. I feel a treacherous smile appear on my lips. Of course, when 17 years have passed, I will return to Golarion. But for now, I like my life here. The storyteller's quiet for a long while, thinking about what he saw, then runs his hand over his face, tired. I served the demon lord, and what's more, I liked it. I did not expect this for myself. I was completely different. Different thoughts, desires, motives. What made me change so much? I don't know. Okay, we don't. Thank you for the stories. Found a page. Okay, looking through my stuff, see what we got here. I sense power. This item belonged to someone truly powerful. It was created as a gift. It's so hazy. I'd like to learn this story, but it would take much to revive such a mighty relic. If you can get 5 vials of magic essence, 2 bars of cold iron, 2 vials of demon blood, and 3 skins of magical creatures, I can try to restore it. Alright. It's an ancient cloak. So, we just need to keep adventuring, I guess, and keep gathering that crap. Alright. We're good. We've turned in all the pages. Fantastico. Okay, let us, let's see. We've cleared out our gear. Yep. 291. Squealo, what are you doing? Captain Odan, Commander, we've managed to defeat the demon army. The remnants of his army have retreated to lick their wounds, and we must use this opportunity to go on the offensive. But right now, our army is not fully prepared to begin such an expansion. The farther we advance into the enemy territory, the more we'll need strong and mobile cavalry. I propose we replenish our horses with light cavalrymen. Mendev could offer us plenty. There are so many lone paladins in Golarion like me who travel and help the needy. Shall we call them to our aid? Cavalry is a crucial element of the army, one that's difficult to replace. Mendevian knights often sacrifice their defense in favor of offensive power, and it's time to put an end to this wastefulness. All riders must be encased in heavy carousel armor so as to avoid unnecessary losses. My long and Greyboar, shit. In my long and productive life, I've taken assignments involving knights, nomads, and other targets who enjoy prancing about on horses. And let me tell you, the hardest of those targets were hedge knights. They are true dogs of war who don't have a homeland, but what they do have is experience and a sharp blade. If you need cavalry, I say those are your guys. Yes, we're going with the hedge knights. The main stables provide weekly recruitment growth for hedge knights, effective stock cavalry. All mounted scouts are promoted to hedge knights. Yep, that is the one I want. With that, our meeting of the military council is adjourned. Perfect. Hail, Commander. It's Captain Hartbaton. Permission to report. Though the desertion has been halted, not everyone appreciated your methods. A circle of discontents formed within the officers' ranks, calling themselves the Wary. There are no blatant signs of sedition, otherwise they would have been arrested. Still, their talk is concerning. We can't rely on them. We need our own trusted officers. I suggest enlisting some of the volunteers. We get some very capable fighters among the fresh blood every day, the kind that could be made sergeants right away. We need those who know the meaning of honor. We'll call paladins and knights from reputable orders, and they'll serve as an example to our soldiers, boosting everyone's morale, too. Officers who are unworthy of their rank are always be replaced. We can identify experienced sergeants with reliable records of results, then promote them. Mendev's full of promising youths who are overlooked when their seniors were promoted to serve in your army. We can call them here, award them rank, and they'll be grateful to us until the end of their days. Pious Officers. All generals gain +1 level to the Striving for Distinction feat. All generals gain 1 level in the Master of Oh, that's probably the one that we're going to go with. And Heroic Officers. Let's see. What do we want to do? Let me consult the list here. Because I have them all. Let's go. The diplomacy? Is that what we're doing? No. Leadership? All right, let's okay. What exactly are these weary unsatisfied? Let's start with that. We raised the privates' pay and gave them enhanced rations with expected results. Unfortunately, some of the officers felt themselves deprived of these benefits. They're now spreading dangerous ideas. So they were expecting bribes. I did warn you, elites always take offense when gifts and affections of the authorities are directed to someone else. And one more thing, I apologize if this sounds disrespectful, but these are the sentiments within the ranks. For an entire century, the Queen was the face of the crusade. Even though she personally appointed you as commander, many still consider you an upstart unworthy of the high title. Many officers and soldiers dream of Her Majesty taking the lead. Okay. So, if we go with Pious Officers, we get a plus 10% infirmary size. If we go with Experienced Officers, I think we want to go with Master Maneuver. This is just, all generals gain essentially another slot. Because it would be that one or... Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, this one is a 10% bonus. The general has a 10% bonus to gained experience points per level of this feat. Infirmary size increased by 10%. And Captain Hardiman is all units have a +5 bonus to combat morale. Ugh. Master Maneuver. Perfect. Let's give these youngsters a chance. They'll be sure to prove their worth. And there will finally be someone in Dresden to discuss Mendevian news with in the evening. I hope that these measures will solve the issue at hand. If we have further complications, I will call another council at once. Perfect. And I think that is where we are going to wrap it up for right now. I will be back with more Pathfinder here very shortly, so always stay tuned. If you're new around here, think about subscribing, clicking the bell notification icon so that you get notified. I am posting like 2 to 4 videos a day on this. As I get time to record it, I am certainly uploading it and getting it into the cycle so that I can get it out to you as quickly as possible. So I want to thank you guys all again, and I will be back with more very, very soon. But until next time, you take care of yourselves out there. This is Draco Invictus saying this has been the best day of my life. See ya!